The door closes behind you. No shouting, no final verdict, no theatrical goodbye, just the sound of your shoes on pavement and the sudden weight of silence. In the next few minutes, you'll discover why the quietest exits often carry the deepest wisdom. You'll learn why sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is nothing at all. Why walking away isn't defeat, but a kind of victory the ego can never understand. And why Buddhist teaching has been whispering this truth for 25 centuries while the world screams the opposite. Here's what's happening right now in the present. Someone insults you and you turn. Someone provokes and you breathe. Someone demands a war and you offer empty hands. Not because you're weak, because you know something they don't, that not every battle deserves your presence, that some fires die faster without your breath, that walking away can save more than any argument ever could. The common enemy has a name: the addiction to being right. That voice that says if you don't respond, you lose. If you don't prove yourself, you're less. If you walk away, you're a coward. That voice is a liar. It confuses reaction with strength, noise with dignity, engagement with wisdom, and it will drain you until there's nothing left but the taste of ash and the echo of words you wish you'd never said. Buddhism teaches something the city forgets: that silence is not emptiness, that retreat is not surrender, that the warrior who knows when not to fight is deadlier than the one who fights everything. There's a story they tell in old monasteries. A master walks through a village, and a man spits at his feet. The students tense, ready to defend their teacher. The master simply bows and continues walking. Later, a student asks why he didn't respond. The master says, "If someone offers you a gift and you don't accept it, whose gift is it? The insult was a package. He chose not to open it. This is not philosophy for cushions and incense. This is street-level strategy. This is what keeps you whole when the world wants you broken. Walking away saves you more than fighting ever will. Not because fighting is always wrong, but because most fights are traps disguised as honor. Most arguments are quicksand pretending to be solid ground. And the one who walks away first often walks away free." Picture the city at rush hour. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Your hand moves toward the horn. Your jaw tightens. A storm gathers in your chest. In that moment, you have two paths. One leads to rage, to shouting through glass, to carrying that poison for the next 3 hours. The other leads to breath, to noticing, to the quiet decision that this moment doesn't deserve your peace. Walking away here doesn't mean leaving your car, it means leaving the trap, letting the other driver carry their own storm while you keep your sky clear. Every tradition that survived long enough to matter discovered this truth. In the Tao, they speak of water. Water doesn't fight. The stone, it flows around it. Over time, the stone is gone and the water remains. In Christian mysticism, they speak of turning the other cheek, not as weakness, but as refusal to play the game of escalation. In the African proverb, they say, when two elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers. The grass learns not to stand between them. Wisdom across continents points to the same map, that engaging with chaos doesn't tame it, it feeds it. Buddhism names this practice clearly: non-contention, not as passivity, but as precision, as seeing through the illusion that your dignity depends on someone else's acknowledgement, that your worth needs defending in every skirmish. The ego believes it must fight to exist. The soul knows it exists whether it fights or not, and in that knowing, there is an unshakable ground, a place where insults land like rain on a mountain, noticed, felt, and then gone. Here's what walking away actually saves. First, your energy. Arguments are expensive. They cost hours you won't get back, sleep you won't recover, clarity you'll spend days rebuilding. Every word you fire back is a loan against your future peace. And the interest compounds. You think you're defending yourself. You're actually mortgaging your calm. Walking away is refusing the loan. It's saying, this moment doesn't get to own my next 3 days. Second, it saves your relationships, not all of them. Some will think you're weak. Let them. The ones who matter will recognize the strength it takes to disengage, to choose the long game over the quick hit, to protect the bond instead of winning the point. Marriages survive not because people fight well, but because they know when not to. Friendships last not because there's never tension, but because someone has the dignity to say, not now, not like this, not at this cost. Third, walking away saves your reputation in ways fighting never will. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most respected. The one who shouts the longest is rarely remembered well. But the one who walks away with grace, who refuses to be dragged into the mud, who holds their center while others lose theirs, that person becomes a reference point, a reminder that another way exists. Reputation isn't built in moments of rage, it's built in moments of restraint. Fourth, it saves your self-respect. This is the one people miss. They think walking away is shame. It's the opposite. Shame is when you say things you don't mean to win an argument you don't care about. Shame is when you become small to match someone else's smallness. Walking away is an act of self-love. It's saying, my peace is more valuable than this drama. My clarity is worth more than your chaos. I will not shrink to meet you in the mud. But let's be clear. Walking away is not the same as running. Running is fear disguised as movement. Walking away is choice disguised as stillness. Running is reactive. Walking away is deliberate. The difference is in the spine. When you run, you're fleeing something. When you walk away, you're choosing something better. Your own equilibrium, your own air, your own quiet. That distinction matters. There are fights worth having. When someone harms the vulnerable, when injustice needs a voice, when silence would make you complicit. In those moments, you don't walk away. You step forward with clarity and without rage. You act from the spine, not from the wound. But these moments are rarer than the ego pretends. Most of what we fight over is noise. Ego bruises, misunderstandings, projections, hurt pretending to be righteousness, and walking away from noise is not betrayal. It's sanity. The city will test this daily. The coworker who takes credit for your idea, the family member who knows exactly which button to press, the stranger online who misreads your words and launches a verdict. In each case, the trap is the same. React now or lose. Defend immediately or be diminished. It's a lie. You lose more by reacting than by breathing. You diminish more by defending than by standing still. The one who stays calm while others spiral has already won a victory the loud ones will never taste. Here's a practice. 3 conscious breaths before any heated response. Inhale and feel the air cool in your nostrils. Exhale and soften your jaw. Inhale and notice your feet. Exhale and release the grip. Inhale and ask, is this worth my peace? Exhale, and if the answer is no, walk. 3 breaths is the gap between reaction and response, between being controlled and being free. It sounds simple. It's harder than lifting weights, and more valuable than any argument you'll ever win. Another practice, the 24-hour rule. If something makes you want to fire back immediately, wait 1 full rotation of the earth. Write the response if you must. Pour it all out. The anger, the betrayal, the perfectly crafted comeback. Then save it as a draft. Sleep on it. Wake. Read it again with morning eyes. More than half the time, you'll delete it. Not because you were wrong, but because it no longer serves you. Time is a filter. It separates what matters from what merely stings. Walking away requires training. The muscle of restraint doesn't build overnight. Start small. The comment that irritates but doesn't wound. Let it pass. The text that invites drama. Don't reply. The meeting where someone is clearly baiting you. Smile, nod, move to the next topic. Each time you walk away from small noise, you strengthen your capacity for large noise. You teach your system that you can survive without engaging, that your worth doesn't depend on correcting every wrong perception, that freedom lives in the gap between stimulus and response. There's a kind of power here that force can never touch. The power of the unmoved. When everyone else is spinning and you remain still, you become the axis. People feel it, even if they can't name it. There's a gravity to someone who doesn't need to win, who doesn't need to have the last word, who can absorb insult without becoming smaller. That gravity draws respect in ways aggression never will. Not from everyone. Some will always mistake stillness for weakness. Let them. Their misunderstanding is not your burden. Buddhist teaching speaks of the second arrow. The first arrow is the event, the insult, the betrayal, the disappointment. You didn't choose it, it happened. But the second arrow is what you do next, the story you tell, the rumination, the need to make them pay. That arrow is yours, and walking away is refusing to shoot it. You can't always avoid the first arrow, but the second one is always optional, and most suffering lives in that second shot. In Zen, they tell another story. A warrior comes to a master and demands to know about heaven and hell. The master looks at him and says, "You're too stupid to understand." The warrior, enraged, draws his sword. The master says calmly, "That is hell." The warrior, suddenly understanding, lowers his blade and bows. The master says, "And that is heaven." Hell is the moment you take the bait. Heaven is the moment you don't. Walking away is choosing heaven while others choose hell. And you can do it in the middle of traffic, in the middle of an argument, in the middle of a city that never stops shouting. Compassion plays a role here, not the soft kind that pretends everything is fine, the fierce kind that sees clearly. When you walk away, you're often saving the other person too. You're refusing to give them the fight that would make them smaller. You're declining the invitation to mutual destruction. You're saying, "I see you trying to provoke me, and I will not participate in your suffering." That refusal is an act of love, even when it doesn't feel like it, even when they call you a coward, even when they demand you prove yourself. You walk because you know that engaging would harm you both. This doesn't mean you become passive. It means you become strategic. You choose your battles with the precision of a surgeon, not the rage of a bull. You ask before each fight, is this aligned with my values or just my ego? Will this create something or just destroy? Will I look back and be proud or just tired? Most fights fail those questions. Most arguments are just noise pretending to be noble. And the one who can tell the difference is free in ways the reactive never are. There will be losses, people who mistake your restraint for indifference, opportunities that seem to require aggression, moments when walking away feels like abandoning yourself. Feel all of it. Let the doubt come. Let the fear that maybe you should have said something sit in your chest. Then breathe. And trust that the version of you that stays calm is wiser than the version that needs to win. Trust that years from now, you won't regret the fight you didn't have. You'll regret the ones you did. Here's what walking away looks like in the everyday. At work, when someone tries to pull you into office politics, you say, "I'm focused on the project," and you redirect. At home, when a family member pushes your oldest button, you say, "I need a moment," and you step outside. Online, when a stranger misrepresents your words, you don't reply. You close the app, you go for a walk, you water a plant, you choose the real over the virtual, the concrete over the abstract, your actual life over the shadow theater of reaction. Walking away doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care about the right things, your peace, your clarity, your ability to show up tomorrow without the residue of today's battles. It means you understand that attention is currency and you're not spending it on what doesn't nourish. That your life is too short and too precious to be consumed by arguments that won't matter in a month. That dignity is not won in the arena of reaction. It's cultivated in the quiet of restraint. And sometimes walking away is literal. Leaving the room, ending the call, closing the door on a relationship that only knows how to wound. There's no shame in that. Buddhism teaches that some vessels are cracked beyond repair. Pouring more water in doesn't fix them. It just wastes the water. If you've tried, if you've spoken clearly, if you've set boundaries and they've been trampled, walking away isn't failure. It's self-preservation. It's saying, I release you to your path and I reclaim mine. That release is not cold. It's necessary. It's the difference between drowning together and swimming alone toward shore. The paradox is this: the less you need to fight, the more powerful you become. The less you need to prove, the more others believe you. The less you engage with chaos, the more space you create for what actually matters: work that serves, love that nourishes, silence that restores, laughter that heals. Walking away from the noise is not retreat, it's return. Return to what's real, to what's yours, to the life you're building beneath the circus of reaction. So when the next provocation comes, and it will, remember this: you don't owe anyone your chaos, you don't owe anyone your rage, you don't owe anyone a performance of strength that leaves you hollow. What you owe yourself is this: the dignity to choose, the wisdom to discern, the courage to walk when walking is the hardest thing, and the quiet, knowing that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is turn around, breathe, and let the storm rage behind you while you go home. Buddhism doesn't promise that walking away will be easy. It promises that it will be worth it, that the peace you protect today becomes the foundation you build on tomorrow, that the fight you don't have creates space for the love you do, that every time you choose restraint over reaction, you carve a new path in your brain, a path that leads away from suffering and toward clarity. Step by step, breath by breath, one quiet exit at a time. Share this teaching with someone who needs to hear it, someone who's been fighting too long, someone who forgot that walking away is an option. And subscribe to keep training together the art of living awake and free in a world that wants you tangled in its noise. The door is always open. You just have to choose to walk through it. Not running, not fleeing, walking, with your head high and your heart intact. That's the victory. That's the wisdom. That's the way.